Okay, now in this video, we're going to be entering in the actual numbers. So this, you're going to want to pay a lot of attention because you don't want to mess these numbers up, because one wrong number can mess up the whole thing. Okay, so in Excel, you enter in a number into a cell to represent an amount or value. So for example, if you have, $20 in your bank account, you represent that $20 with a number, 20. So numbers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can also make a number be a plus, a minus, a parentheses, comma, /, point, $, etc. Those are used with numbers. And Excel treats them as such. They're not text. Okay, so if a cell entry contains any other keyboard character, like a space, Excel is going to interpret that entry as text and treats it accordingly. And I'm going to show you what the difference is between numbers and text here in a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to start entering our spreadsheet here. So let's go ahead and save this up here at the top. Now, one of the most powerful features of Excel, and my favorite for sure, and a lot of companies' favorite, is the ability to perform calculations on data. Basically, once we put our numbers in, you don't even need a calculator. Excel's awesome. That's just how it is, and you'll see why here shortly. Okay, so let's put in our data. So for the January, our wages were $14,117.12. That's in the whole month of January. You brought home $1,417.12. That's not a lot either. That's a good it's a good job while you're in college. That's probably why they have rent, food, and tuition. So they're bringing in the month of January $1,417.12. Okay, same thing here, and in March, all the way through. So instead of doing this and typing it in 10 more times, again, let's make it easy. Select 14, 17, 12. Take the fill handle like I showed you with the months. Hold down the left mouse button. Drag it all the way down to December. Bam, just saved you time. Okay, so in each month, they have made this. So they made this consistent paycheck all the way through. So they must be salaried, meaning that they make a specific amount a year and it's divided among different months. They're not hourly. Okay, so dividends. So it looks like they received 2 dividend checks, which is a lot actually. So they receive a stock dividend of $4,029.71 in January and in June. Which is nice that they do that. Okay, now another thing is when a cell is empty, it is defaulted at the number 0, meaning that if there's nothing in the cell, that's a 0. And this will be more important again later on when you're setting up functions. Just remember that a cell, when it's empty, it means that there's a number 0 in it. You just don't see it. But we're going to type in zeros anyway, just to make it easier. Okay. Now, we're going to put in our expenses. So for the rent of January is $410. That's very low rent. I wish my rent was like that. Go ahead and we're going to autofill again. So select the fill handle here. Drag across. Bam, just saved you time. Okay, food. Now this is a budget. Clearly what they do here is they set aside $280 a month and say, I can't spend any more than $280 on food, otherwise I have no money. So that's their budget. Granted, they might go a little under that or a little over that. It's not perfect, but that's just how much they set aside for food. Tuition. So they pay tuition in various increments, and I'll explain how they do this now. So $1,500 in January, $300 in May, $1,500 in August. And you might think to yourself, why those months? Colleges in different semesters. Just like in school, you have high school, you have report periods or quarters. Quarter 1, 2, 3, and 4. You have 2 quarters in at least our school equals a semester. In college, there are 3 semesters in a year. There's fall semester, spring semester, and summer semester. Spring semester is usually January till about May, or maybe even April. Summer semester is usually anywhere between May to July, or June to August, and then August to December is usually the fall semester, or it could be September through December. It depends on how the school works. So again, these default at 0, but I'm just gonna do this. Pretty cool trick. Okay. All right, books. So we don't need books every month. So again, kind of like the tuition, $500 in January, $100 in May, $500 in August, because every class needs books, and in college you have to pay for those. They don't just give them to you for free. The books are expensive. When you become a senior and you want some advice on college, I can definitely give those to you. Alright, so, and because we need entertainment, we're going to set aside $100 every month for entertainment. And that's not realistic, considering that I can blow through $100 in a weekend. Easy. Car payment. Again, this car must be a cheap car, because $215.47, that is a fantastic car payment. And again, I'm using the fill handle to move these down. Gas. I set aside $100 in gas. And for those of you in the future that might be watching, today I just filled in my tank at $1.99 a gallon. So in 5 years, when you're watching this and I have to pay $5 for a gallon of gas, we can all laugh. Or if it ever goes down to $1 or something, we can all laugh too. Alright, $100 for miscellaneous expenses. So, like, for example, if this person's got a significant other and they want to take them out on a date, miscellaneous expense. Or if you need Scantrons, in high school we give them to you, in college you buy them. Yes, poor world. Okay. So we put in all our numbers there, all our data. So we put it all in one spot. It's easy to look at. We can say, what I pay for tuition in the month of May? $300. Whoa, it's there. Okay, so like I said, one of the things that is really awesome about Excel is you can calculate numbers. And I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So, so stated in the requirements document that they wanted sums. So what that means is a sum is like a total. You add something and get a sum. So we use something called a function for this, and what that means is a function is basically something where you're giving them a means to do something. So you're telling Excel to add wages and dividends, or rent, food, tuition, books, etc. You do it through a function, a way to do it, a means to do it. It's telling them what for you to do with that data. So we'll be learning lots of different functions, but the sum function is the easiest one. Another thing you should know too, when you select multiple cells, it's called a range as well. So we're going to select B6 to make this the active cell. And then we're going to go to the Home tab, Editing Group, and press Auto Sum. Or you can just press Sum. And what that does is it will add 1417 and 12 cents with $4,029.71. And the way the format works, how a function's format works, is it always starts with an equal sign, then the function name, and then the numbers it's going to be using. So in this function it says equals, that's the start of the function, sum, which is what the function is, the data in B4 and the data in B5. Then we press enter. Okay, we didn't need to use calculator there. It was already done. Now the really cool part about this is because it's not, if you can see, we're not adding numbers, we're adding cells. So if I change the data in one cell, say for example that in January I got a little higher paycheck, like $1,600, watch what happens to the total. Look at B6, bam, it changed. Okay, so that's the beauty about Excel, is as long as you set up the functions to cells, when you change the cell values, everything else will change. So you don't have to worry about mistakes being made. Okay, let's put this back. 1417.12. Okay. Alright, same thing here. C6, drop down, sum. Again, equals sum C4 through C5. You see this colon here? That means all the cells from C4 to C5, but obviously it's only 2. Okay, now I'm going to show you a little easy way to do this. Again, fill handle. Select C6, look at the fill handle down here, hold down the left mouse button, drag, bam, just made it easy for you. Saved you about 5 minutes from doing that over and over and over again. Okay. So that's what we did. We summed a column of numbers there. Now we're going to do the same thing down here. So we're going to go to January, total, B17, sum. So again, equals sum. This is the function we're using, sum. All the cells between B9 and B16. Okay, so B9, B10, B11, B12, B13, B14, B15, B16. Those are all going to be added together. Okay, I don't need a calculator to do this. Excel's going to do it for me. And if you notice, these are the ones that are selected. You can kind of see it. You can see it both up here in the formula bar, and you can also see on the thing. And you can see that by the dancing ants. They're the white dancing ants on the blue line. They're like, woohoo, these are the numbers we're going to add. Let's just dance around them. That's how you know. Press enter. And again, it's $3,205.47. And again, if I say, for example, my tuition went up, I can add that in. Ooh, not that much. And it will change. Okay. All right, same thing. Sum, and then the shortcut. Click on C17, fill handle, drag it across. And there we go. So when you're copying things, that's basically what we did with the fill handle. When we did this, we're basically copying a function over. Oops. This here is called the source cell or the source area. These are the destination cells, the destination areas. We're trying to copy this format or this function into these cells, into the adjacent cells, the ones next to them. Okay. I kind of went off on my own there. Okay, so now we're going to calculate some more totals here. So we are going to go up here to N4. Excuse me. And we are going to select N4 through N6 here. And then we're going to press the sum button. And it will go ahead and sum everything from across here. So N4, you can see that the sum is from B4 all the way to M4. You click on here, it'll actually show you. So it's adding all of these values, which means that they make a year $17,005.44. Okay, dividends, they get $8,059.42 a year. So total income is $25,064.86. Much more than I made in college, for sure. Same thing here. We're going to select these N9 through N17. And all I did here was I clicked on N9 and I dragged down to N17. Okay. Sum. Same thing. So what they're doing is they're spending a year $18,865.64. Okay. Now the last thing what we're going to do with when calculating this stuff is we're going to be entering a formula using the keyboard. Okay. Functions and formulas are a little different. The function, this like right here, this is the formula. The function is this sum. It tells it what to do, sum. But oops, don't do what I did. Just hit enter instead. Okay. All right, so net. We're going to look at our net income. Our net income is our profits minus expenses. Basically, this is the wages minus expenses. They're the income minus expenses. There we go. It's basically how much you have left over, or your profit margin, as you will. So, like for a business, for example, if they are selling products, obviously they have to buy the materials, and they sell the products, and they receive that money, and then they calculate their profit margin. So their net is their income minus expenses. So right here in the month of January, we always start a formula with an equal sign. That tells Excel that we're ready to put in the formula. Now we're going to type in B6, okay, minus B17. So you're telling Excel, please subtract B6 and B17. When you press enter, you'll get $2,241.36. That's how much they have left over after expenses. Pretty cool. Again, we'll do the same thing with C19 equals C6 minus C17. Enter. $211.65. Go ahead, click here, and copy this over. Now you'll see that in the month of August, they clearly did not make as much as they spent. Okay? Because if you look, our tuition was due. So maybe some of those should have been put into their savings. Same thing with June. June, they got a ton of money because they got that dividend check. So people can use this for budgets all the time to see how much they're going to have, and then they can make decisions based off of that. Okay. So, I believe that is it for this one. Oop. I want to make sure we drag it down. So our net profit margin is, our net income is $6,199.22. So I know this is a long video, but I wanted to show you how numbers worked and how we calculate. Now we're going to format.